side, the running jumps out. He's up. Shot on goal. A game winner for the Cavs. A walk-off, three-run shot from David Adams.
Feeds right on the touchback door, up to the first layup.
A shot, Villanueva scores.
Cavaliers start the offense behind the cage. Up the left pipe, Rubio extends and scores.
Rosted is free. She scores. 10-5 on his feet. Touchdown.
Cavalier Sports Weekly is presented by the Virginia Lottery, where all profits benefit Virginia's public schools grades K through 12. And brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. On this edition of Cavalier Sports Weekly, presented by the Virginia Lottery.
If I can make my mom proud, and that's probably the most important thing that can happen to me.
Welcome to Cavalier Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Emily Harrison, from the women's cross-country team. We've got some great highlights and features for you today. But first, let's take a look at a great victory by a great champion.
The Play of the Week is brought to you by SunTrust Mortgage. We make the American dream come true every day.
Throughout the regular spring season, Somdev Devarman was the number 2 ranked player in men's college tennis. Somdev led Virginia to their greatest season in school history with a record 30 wins and an undefeated run through the ACC for the team's 3rd conference championship in 4 years. After the Cavaliers became the first ACC school ever to reach the semifinals of the NCAA Men's Tennis Championship, Somdev took on the best in college tennis in the singles championship. The junior from Chennai, India, knocked off 5 opponents to face number 1 ranked John Isner in the finals. Somdev dominated a 3rd set tiebreaker and in dramatic fashion captured the NCAA singles championship with an ace on the final point of the match.
Stay tuned. Virginia game highlights are coming up next.
30, 35, 40. He broke it midfield. 45, 40. Fair side still on his feet and knocked out of bounds.
I'm Steve Marino, 2002 graduate of the University of Virginia, rookie on the PGA Tour, and you're watching Cavalier Sports Weekly.
The Cavalier game highlights are presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
From Jonah Field at War Memorial Stadium, the University of Virginia has traveled 1,700 miles to return the favor. And today, the Cavaliers battle the Cowboys in the 2nd meeting ever from 7,000 feet in Laramie, Wyoming.
He's in the backfield, and Sween, the quarterback, will operate out of the gun, looking downfield, and the toss, pump fake. They're going to wrap him up back at the 21-yard line. Boy, a lot of pressure, and Alan Billick is going to get the sack. And they're going to bring a linebacker after Sewell. Sewell's going to set up the screen and a catch, 18, 20, 25. He's in the backfield now with Sween out of the gun. 2 wide, left and right. Sween's going to be sacked back to the 36-yard line, loss of 5.
Every coach goes into the season dug with questions about his team. I think very few coaches go in just seeing anything. That's what we go in, we want to see. And a lot of times it takes a couple of games to see what you got. And so I didn't really have any expectation today other than it was going to be a very hard game. And it certainly proved to be that.
Snap back, ball down, a kick is up, and it is long enough, and it is perfect, 3-0. Marsh and Bowling split to the left, single receiver near side. They're going to go deep, and Marsh has got his man beat to be brought down at the 7-yard line. Greg Bowling split left for the Cowboys. Swing to throw, fade, up.
1
eventually it comes down to a game of playmaking, and it was quite apparent that Wyoming, who did a real good job, I was very impressed with their team. They got a lot of plays out of their quarterback position. They got a lot of plays out of their running back position. They got some plays on defense, and plays determine games. They made a lot of plays, and we certainly didn't make very many.
Devin Moore's in at running back. Cavaliers bringing a linebacker. Swing to throw in the blitz. The ball bats up in the air, and it's Fitzgerald, the interception at the 40-yard line. Snap back, ball down. The kick is up. It is long enough, but it is good. Gold nails it.
The key thing in the second half wasn't that we kicked the field goal at the end, is that we needed to play better to change things, and it was really just more of the same. We didn't play any better.
In a kick by Vintage, Andrew Pierman is going to have a chance at the far side. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
We had a little bit of plays here and there, and gave us a little bit of life, but we couldn't capitalize from it. We worked really hard on our return game, and this week it just opened up. I wish we could have taken it the distance, but obviously it didn't happen. And we're just going to work harder to see if we can make it even better.
If we could have punched it in, maybe even gotten the field goal out of that, it would have been a little better, I believe.
Cavs bringing a linebacker, and they hand off Moore.
We were very upbeat about what Jamil can do, but clearly we needed a better performance at that position today, and whatever we have to do to get it, more practice reps, more competition, more preparation, then we'll try to take whatever means necessary.
Lalick will get a little experience here with 2:42 to go. Two wide left and a receiver near side, and Lalick, facing the Wyoming defense, settles in, throws, and completes it to the 29-yard line.
It looks like a circumstance based on today that we might be able to get some plays from him. So if that's the case, that we certainly will. We've got a long ways to go. A lot of people put a lot into this to this point for a better result than that, and we'll continue to work to get that.
We've had some renovation going on this summer in the McHugh building, and we've asked Chris Long to be your tour guide and to tell you about the new and improved facility.
Welcome to McHugh Center first floor. The first and second floor hallways underwent large-scale renovations this off-season. This is one area that we see every day as players and we walk into, and you wouldn't even know you were standing in the same hallway as you were last year. It's totally different. The great thing is we've got stuff all over the walls, like bowl games that we've been to in the past years, ACC championships, and Coach gives out Player of the Week awards every week. Just a couple pictures representing some of the players of the week last year. You got your all-ACC players from past years. Certainly some great players there. And team awards from this past season that Coach gave out at the banquet. So definitely it's a huge difference. It's a big step up, and it's something we see every day as players. And it's something that's really pleasing to the eye. Not only that, but it's motivation. You know why you come into work every day. You look at some of these past players and you can't help but be a little inspired to go out and play football and go to work every day. When you cross that doorway, this is kind of the gateway to the locker room, which means you're about to go to work. So you better get your serious face on and get ready to practice or meet when you come through this doorway. But definitely a big step up in communication this year with the way we're able to get messages and schedules. And one way is that we have 4 TVs in here, where we used to have to get pieces of paper and change notifications, depth charts. It can just be pumped down here from Luke, our video guy's office, into these 4 TVs. You got depth charts, and you got reminders, film of the other team. Helps you keep your mind on the opponent, and it's really a big step up. First thing I do when I come to work or practice is I walk to my locker, and big difference from last year. There's a lot more space to get dressed because you're putting on a lot of stuff as a football player. That's my locker right there. I usually sprawl out all the way to here because I'm messy, but Coach does a good job of making sure everybody keeps it clean in here. And takes care of it. You know, it's really open compared to last year. Increases player interaction. Guys can hang out. There's a lot more room. As you saw, we got couches in the middle. So, I mean, guys hang out in the locker room now, you know, as opposed to wanting to go back to their apartment. It's much more spacious, and the lockers really are much more economical with all the stuff you can put in there. So it's great. This is the players' lounge. This is the most drastically changed area of the locker room, in my opinion, and for the better. It used to be closed off right here, so if you wanted to go in the players' lounge, you really kind of weren't interacting with anybody out there. This is the best part of the day. When practice is over, everybody rushes over here. Some guys don't even get showered. They come in here and they stink, and they get on the computers and they play Wii. Some guys don't even get ready to go before they do it. So guys really love this part of the locker room. It's really a big step up.
One of the most talented and versatile players on our football team is cornerback Vic Hall. Vic has had plenty of individual accomplishments, but it's the team successes his greatest motivator. Vic Hall is your Student Athlete of the Week.
I've always thought that the more things you can do, the more chance you have to succeed in whatever. So I feel like I could help my team by doing everything that I could possibly do, and also just help myself succeed.
Type of person that just willing to do anything for the team. Very athletic person. I've been with him since my first year. You know, he's not the type of guy that cries about, you know, I'm not getting this publicity, or I'm not doing this, I was supposed to be here. He's just a guy that gets it done and very good athlete.
He's continuing to live up to what I've said about him on other occasions, that when you give him a job, he always does a real good job with it.
On and off the field, he's a very humble person. The first day I met him, you know, he had that persona, like, you know, everybody knew who he was. He broke all, you know, football records as a quarterback in high school. And when I was in Chatham, you know, going to school at Hargrave, that's all they talked about, Vic Hall, Vic Hall. And when I first met him, you know, he barely said anything. You know, my name was Vic Hall. I'm just here to play football. He didn't brag about none of his stats. He let other people do it for him. He just was a humble young man.
I love football. No matter what position I'm gonna play, I love it. So I can adapt quick, and that's what I'm doing. So if like I've said before to other people, if I focus on playing quarterback, then I can't obviously be the best defensive back that I can be. So right now I'm just focusing on being defensive back and whatever else position I'm doing. Yeah, when I'm out there, I'm thinking to myself, throw the ball in my side. Now, any great player wants to help their team win, and I want them to throw the ball in my side, because I feel like it's a 95 to 100% chance that I'm going to get an interception or knock it down.
He's a very tenacious person, intensity, plays hard. Like, you know, he's not, like you say, he's not the biggest in stature, but he has one of the biggest hearts on the team. He's one of those guys that's not going to be denied. He's going to play to his best of his ability, you know, get the job done.
To be able to perform under pressure defines a good player, defines a great player. And I feel like when I'm out there in whatever position I'm doing, I feel like I can't let my team down no matter what. And I do whatever it takes and work as hard as I got to work for that not to happen.
We live in an apartment together. You know, his room is the studio, as you want to call it. He has his laptop with his little microphone in his closet where everybody comes over and put down a little music rhymes, and he's a little producer of everything. So,
my uncle, he used to, at my grandmother, when I used to stay with my grandmother, he used to sit in the living room and play his guitar all the time, and I used to sit and watch him.
He is good. He's very good. He's very good. I'm not saying that just because he's on my team or I'm getting into right now, but he's very good. So.
This is a big hobby, like one of my favorite hobbies. And in the future, if I don't make it in the football, then I want to be a music producer. That's really a dream of mine. If football doesn't work out, is to be a music producer. So as I put a lot of time into it, so hopefully it'll work out for me in the end.
My mother is a big inspiration in my life, and also my family as a whole, because they just so supportive. Coach Robert Prunty, he's now the head coach at Hargrave Military Academy. As a freshman in high school, he really, I guess you could say, threw me in the fire. And if I went through some tough times where I felt like I couldn't do whatever he wanted me to do, he let me know that everything's possible. You just got to put your hard work and dedication into it. I mean, my mother, I love her to death and do anything for her. And whenever I think about not doing something or not succeeding, I just think about my mother. If I can make my mom proud, and that's probably the most important thing that can happen to me.
We have a new feature on our show this year we're calling Cavalier Flashback. And this week, we take you back 17 years to a football game in Scott Stadium, Virginia versus Clemson in 1990.
Cavalier Flashback is brought to you by the Virginia Lottery. In 2006, the Virginia Lottery contributed a record $454 million to public schools throughout the Commonwealth.
We were totally prepared for them. And like I said, we didn't overlook Kansas as we were preparing in the summer to the 90 season. But we knew that first home game was our first ACC game, our home opener, and it was a team that we had never beaten. And we'd been so close the previous 2 years. We felt like this was the year. Every game that I've ever played here at the University of Virginia, I remember every big play. So that particular game, the Jason Wallace punt return. The Terry Kirby touchdown. The Herman touchdown. And the Slade sack on camera. I remember all those plays like they were yesterday. And when I watch, when I see highlights from that game, I felt like it was yesterday because they were so right, just so vivid right in the back of my head. I remember those games very well.
Coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Cavalier Sports Weekly. Our men's and women's soccer teams were back in action this weekend, and we've got the highlights for you in our Olympic Sports Spotlight.
The Olympic Sports Spotlight is presented by the Virginia Athletics Foundation.
Played South Florida in the exhibition game. We got that one goal and kind of just sat on it. So we talked about finishing it off, and I think they did that.
I think we've been doing pretty well in training. The team has sort of a different look this year, sort of a different style of play that I think really suits me. I was just glad, two goals tonight. So, it was definitely the way I wanted to start out.
He was our leading goal scorer in the spring, so I'm kind of expecting him to score and get assists. So that's a good thing. Quick turnaround, but we're used to it this time of year. You're always playing two games on a Friday, Sunday this time of year. So nice part is we got the rest of a bunch of people, and we'll get ready for them tomorrow.
We went, 30 minutes without scoring, and I know everyone's getting pretty frustrated because we were having so many shots on goal. And it just finally, I took a sigh of relief after I scored, because I knew once we got a goal, it was just going to start clicking from there, like we were going to start scoring more.
I thought Sinead, one of our first years, she's made an impact, had a very good preseason. It was good to see her get a goal right away. I think those kinds of things are excellent for the first years, just give them a little bit of confidence and I think settle them in a little bit. I think we'll be counting on them, especially in this next set of games where I think our competition, the competition we face both here against West Virginia on Sunday and then going to California to play Stanford and Santa Clara, they'll be very important for us.
Thanks for watching Cavalier Sports Weekly. We'll be back next week with highlights from our football home opener against the Duke Blue Devils and plenty of other features and highlights. Until then, go Hoos!
Cavalier Sports Weekly is presented by the Virginia Lottery, where all profits benefit Virginia's public schools grades K through 12. And brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.